Lieutenant Dr. P. Sreekumar is an associate professor in the Department of Linguistics, Kerala Central University of Kerala. Comparative Dravidian linguistics, the historiography of linguistics, linguistic typology, contact linguistics, and academic writing are his specialized areas of research and teaching. Formerly, he has been the head in the Department of Dravidian and Computational Linguistics, the director of UGC Center for Preservation of Endangered Dravidian Languages. His first book, Language, Labor and Emancipation in Malayalam, received the Kerala State Sahitya Academy Award in 2009. He was awarded the Sushila P. Upadhyay National Award in 2017 for the Best Young Linguist in India. Honorable Sir.
Most respected Sami and respected members of the Parliament. So I am here to speak for languages. So I am here to speak for languages means not for the languages alone. There are 5,000 and 7,000 languages are in the world. And I am here to speak for the language communities, not for the languages. So when I was asked to talk about the future of language in the digital era, the point which was hunting me is that whether the languages can sustain in the digital future. That was one of the point which I was hunting. So the thing is that there are 7,000 languages in the world, and every language is intrinsically potential enough to make the community to live. I repeat, every language in the world is intrinsically potential enough to make the community to live. Therefore, every language is providing a life field. I repeat, life field to all of us to live. For example, I am a Malayali speaker. So Malayalam as a language is providing me a life field, all the system of knowledge, everything which I have given my Malayalam to sustain. So that is the way it is sustained. Okay, so the point is that then I was thinking about in the earlier time there are number of languages in the world where there was industrial revolution, huge number of people migrated to the other parts of the world. So what happened? They lost their mother tongue. For example, people from Kerala or people from Maharashtra border area, whenever they moved to Mumbai for doing the work in the industry, whenever they are working in the agriculture, they can live with their mother tongue. But whenever they move to the industrial area, they will lose their mother tongue. For example, if the youngsters who are sitting here, if you go to Mumbai or any other place, you will lose them, not for you. Your next generation will lose the mother tongue. You have to shift into the other languages. Therefore, you are going to be in a language where you are not comfortable at all. First of all, you will adopt that as a working language. Gradually, that will come to your life. You will lose the mother tongue in your mother tongue in your life. That is the point where we are losing the linguistic well-being. Therefore, with the blessing of Sami, I just propose a concept called linguistic well-being. Linguistic well-being is a condition in which a language community can live with the language. Live means to participate in the economy, to generate wealth, to communicate, to develop everything. So the linguistic well-being is a condition in which a community can sustain and develop, dream with the language. That is called linguistic well-being. So what happened in the Industrial Revolution, earlier time, which was made linguistic ill-being. For example, if I'm Malayali, if I move to America, my next generation will lose my Malayalam. They will shift into English. So there it is something called linguistic ill-being. For example, we have a number of tribal languages in the boundary area. They are not live with their language. They are in a linguistic ill-being. So my request to the Parliament is that we have to make a system for the people to live their enhance the linguistic well-being. Digital technology which provide that one. Earlier technology was monolingual. Earlier all the industry was whatever the company you work, wherever the company it works, wherever the language the company produce, that was the language. But when you come to IT means information technology, it was digital technology. Digital technology, it can be localized. You can send a SMS in your mother tongue. You can talk to mother tongue, it will come to other tongue. If you go to Google translation, if you type in Malayalam, you will get in English. So digital technology, which having a potential for the humanity to develop our linguistic well-being. That was, unlike industrial revolution, digital revolution is some way giving a potential for the humanity to become linguistically well-being. So that is the point I want to raise here. Our languages are, whatever the philosophy you say, whatever the things say, the languages, we are living in the language which we are born. That the digital technology is providing a chance, potential for the community to enhance their linguistic well-being. So linguistic well-being is the condition in which all the language community in the world, there are 7,000 language community in the world, all the language community should be able to live in their language by producing their own sustenance for communicating, for conversation, everything. That was my submission to the parliament is that every country should make a legislation. Every language community in that country should be able to sustain in their language. Digital technology is providing a chance for that one. It was, if you look at the Industrial Revolution, it was not provided. That is the point I want to submit here. I hope we can have a more discussion about that one. I repeat, this is the first time in the Belsinki of Sami, I am proposing a new idea called language well-being. So we have to make a system, we have to make a legislation to every countries to develop the language well-being. The language policy until today, it was focusing only about language. But language well-being focusing to the language community, not for the language. Language, Malayalam alone cannot sustain. If Malayali can live with the Malayalam, Malayalam can sustain. That is my submission. My submission is linguistic well-being. I request the parliament to request all the countries to make a legislation to develop linguistic well-being of every communities in the world. Namaskar.
Thank you very much for this presentation. Thank you for the new ideas, for me at least, for the new term of linguistic well-being. I like it very much. So we see it a bit with the currency. In Europe, we have a common currency in the euro, but it has no own energy. It was somewhat coined from nothing. So the same as with language. If you are forced to have one language, you lose a lot of energy and individualism. So thank you very much for this presentation. I would like to invite anybody to contribute. Dr. Guido raised his hand. You may unmute yourself, please. Yeah, please. We didn't understand you from the beginning. Please, just again from the beginning.
Yes, with pleasure, I unmute. Because I'm also interested in languages for years. And the thing is, the term for me is now linguistic well-being is very interesting. On the one hand, I understand your point of view, but you might be seen that we are in the global energy parliament. And I've been in India several times. And many people wanted to get rid of English because it is not what they want. And I think the great failure of all education systems is that we have not a supranatural language that gives us the comfort and not the difficulty of learning language from which we are so far away. Suppose I have to learn Malayalam. It would take me maybe 10 years from now. It is very difficult to learn, difficult writing, difficult pronunciation and everything. And so the disappointment for me is for years that the education system is not learning a supranational language that does not belong to any people.
Please.
The point is that education, when you use a medium for education, the fundamental question is that education for what? If you that is depends upon the medium. We can choose the medium of the education only based on by fixing the aim of education. I sent my children for English medium education because to them the primary thing was sustain. When my society will transcend that position of sustain, education will sustain. A community's education policy will be absolutely decided based on the community's material sustainability. So the medium also based on that one. That is my humble answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Perfect. We see another hand there. Christoph Dumas is raising hands. Christoph, it's your floor.
Yes, thank you. I will make it short because we are running out of time. Just quickly, yes, Guido, you're right that we should have a global language, which is not from one specific country. And actually, the aim of the language is not only the gross sound, it is also activate the subtle sound inside the body, and it makes the energy circulate in different way.
See, the question of universal language is again proved as a myth, because language, by explanation, language can be universal. By existence, language can be never universal. That is my simple answer. So every effort of making a universal language will never, it is like building a Babel, like in biblical things. So human can exist, language will develop, language will sustain only with existence. Existence is never been universal. That is my response on that.
Thank you very much. So we have maybe, let's say, 2 or 3 minutes time for another discussion or come to a resolution.
My proposal is that
the entire world, the language policy of every country now focusing on language only. So there should be a paradigm shift to language policy, to language community. So language community, the linguistic well-being is not for language. Linguistic well-being is only for language community. I define it. Linguistic well-being is a condition in which a language community can sustain, develop, even to dream with its language. So every state should develop a language policy to develop the linguistic well-being of the language community in every state. Because state is getting taxed because of people's produce. How do they produce? They are knowing things. How do they know? They know through languages. They have to retain. Who should retain? State should retain. Therefore, state should invest. I don't know, in India, how much percent of the GDP is spent for language? Maybe Dr. Tamban sir must be knowing. Maybe very, very few amount is spent. Therefore, every state should make I request to the parliament is that, our parliament is that, we have to make a resolution that we should have a policy across the world to make the linguistic well-being of the entire languages in the world.
Thank you very much.
Proposal from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well understood. Thank you very much.